Good morning. It's Monday, December 16th, and I'm here to talk to you about my beloved post office. I say I love the post office because it was instrumental in my creating the good life that I lead. I worked in the post office for 7 years, married with 2 children, and going to college to get a degree so I could better my life existence. So I did 7 years of service in the post office. And it was a tough job on many days. There was always work to be done. But there was a wonderful thing about the post office. Every 3 months you were allowed to change your working hours. And that was a blessing for me because when I was going to college, I could take a shift in the post office for 3 months, say midnight to 8 a.m., because I had classes at different times and I was able to work that shift and go to school and complete those courses. And in my 7 years in the post office, I had many different jobs. I was a letter carrier. I did special delivery carries. I worked in 29th Street in the huge package department that they had when the ships came in from overseas. And then I spent the last 2.5 years as the timekeeper at the Lenox Hill Post Office Station. And in that particular job, I worked from 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. 5 days a week. I had Sunday and usually Monday off because of my college schedule. So I owe a lot to the post office, and I am offended by the fact that there are many complaining about it, and the fact that Donald Trump, who knows nothing about it, nothing about the realities of the post office, they want to make changes to the post office systems. They're upset because the post office doesn't make a profit. Well, if they had to make a profit, there would be many businesses in this country that would go under. So postal rates, which are now fairly high, would be much higher if the post office had to make a profit. They don't make a profit because they have to provide services. They provide services to the people in this country 6 days a week. Your letters are delivered. Then there's special delivery services. Then there's packages that have to be delivered. And there's mail that has to be picked up from various locations. So when you look at these people who want to change the post office, I say to them, go to the post office and work there for a year and see what it's all about. Then you can suggest to make some changes. Post offices around this country are varied and different. When you're working in New York City and you're working in the Lenox Hill Post Office, there's a lot of people in that particular neighborhood. That's a neighborhood loaded with extremely high-story buildings, and many people have to get mail. And then go on the west side in the warehouse industry, where there's huge packages being delivered. So the post office does a lot of things that the average person knows nothing about. The average person mails their birthday cards, or their anniversary cards, or their Christmas cards, or their Hanukkah cards, or whatever card, and they mail it out. And postage now, first-class postage is 60-something cents. That's not not a big deal. It's not enough to make the post office a wealthy organization. But I am upset because people are attacking it. They have no idea what really goes on. They have no idea of all the different working shifts that exist in the post office. And the delivery men. How many people do we have out in the street delivering? The letter carriers in New York who walk their routes 5 days a week. But the mail is delivered 6 days a week. So there's substitute post offices. Then you got the guys that drive the truck. And then you got the people who unload the trains and the planes that deliver mail around the country. So these people who talk about changing the post office haven't got the biggest idea of the complexity of the operation. Yet they're changing it. They're changing it for some stupid reason. Why? Because they lose money? The post office loses money? They lose money because of the government here. The government could fund it, could put down and say we're giving them the right amount of money instead of pissing money away and giving cuts to the wealthy that Donald's planning to do and not spending the money. The post office should be treated more like the military is treated. Nobody's complaining about the money we spend on the military. So why pick on the post office? The post office is a wonderful organization. It brings joy to many, many people. And along with that joy, it brings sorrow too, because there are bills that come through the mail, although that's being reduced. Mail is really way down. How many of you can tell me that you get more than 2 or 3 pieces of first class of mail each week? I don't get that. I get second class mail, all advertising and everything. And those people have a break. They're not paying what they should be paying. If a first class letter costs X, then second and third class letters should also cost a compromising thing. But that's not set up that way. So there are ways for the post office to improve. And one way would be to eliminate second class postage. Advertising materials should pay first class. But that won't happen because businesses will be upset about paying that rate. And so when you look at the we look at this so-called postal crisis. It really doesn't exist because it could be fixed if some people paid attention. And the people who are trying to fix it should go work in the post office for a couple of months before they decide they know what to do. So I'm ending this rant right now, telling you I'm an ex-postal employee and I am proud of it. Got where I am today because I worked in the post office. I am a loyal postal ex-employee. You cannot tell me anything bad about the post office. So I wish you all a great day and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.